What's going on, guys? Kaivox here in Mikachi. So this is day 7 after we ordered our Model 3. So we went to the dealership, did a test ride, and then test drive. I'm used to saying test rides because of the motorcycle background. So we did a test drive, and we both got to test drive it, which was great. We pre-ordered it, or we not pre-ordered, we ordered it there, and then this is going to be our issues, little problems that we've had since we ordered it. They're not really like the worst so far. We're going to keep you guys up to date on, the process of it. The next step would be getting the VIN and making an appointment and going to pick it up, right? So those are the next possible steps. Also getting insurance. But we're not going to be talking about that today. What we're going to be talking about today is what already happened. So when we ordered it, it was December 28th, 2019, which if you guys are in the market for a Model 3 or a Tesla of any kind, you would know that was the end of the year of 2019 was the last point that you could get any sort of tax refund, which was the 1890 or something.
1800.
Yeah, the $1,800 that you would get as a tax refund, and that was the end of it. So it was a mad dash for trying to get your delivery, because you can't just order it then. You have to actually take delivery before the end of the year.
I can see why, because when you order it, they only take $100. So it's not like you're actually paying the full price until you pick it up. So
yeah,
I see why it's at delivery.
I guess, yeah. I'm not sure the law part of it and why they did it that way, but that does make sense. My thought is it was a dash. We obviously didn't get it before then, but that was part of the problem. Because the dealership was trying to get us that car, they were like, man, maybe we'll get it for you. Maybe we're gonna try. They were nice. They're very nice.
Try.
They really tried. But basically, it sucked because it really got our hopes up. We were like, oh man, maybe we'll get it. Maybe we're gonna get it. Look, I got goosebumps just thinking about
Literally,
it.
what the heck
you can't
is
see
wrong
the
with
goosebumps,
you?
but I got goosebumps. All right. So we ordered it. It was the basic thing that you got to order. We start driving home. We're talking about it because the guy basically said, we're gonna look into it and see if we can get you one back here in time for you guys to take delivery, maybe in the next 2 or 3 days. 2 days. 2 days.
No, because
Was it 31?
31st.
Yeah. So they tried. The next day we got a call from them. Actually, no, it was that night. That night we got a message on our phone saying, "Oh, your Model 3 will be in on whenever, and you have an appointment for the 31st. You had an appointment for the 31st to come and pick it up." And we're like, "Oh my goodness!" And then we started looking. I was just like, "Well, let's just check," because I think we talked to them before that. So we talked to them on the phone, and they were like, "Hey, I think we can get you one, and it may be here on time. We just got to see exactly where it is, because it's saying that it's in California, but it may be because it was supposed to be on its way to New York. We live in Connecticut, and therefore we have to pick up our Model 3 in New York. It's a big confusion. Connecticut sucks. We'll do a separate video about that. If it's already out, I'll link to it up there. But we went to Rhode Island. It's getting delivered to
Mount Kisco, New York.
To New York. And it's coming from California. Yeah. So that was the deal. And they were like, "Oh, we're going to get it. It's the exact one that you want." And we're like, "Okay, perfect." And then later they're like, "No.
We can't, because it's not going to get there in time."
Yeah. And then they're like, "But we found another one that has the bigger rims." And I'm like, "I don't want the bigger rims. I want the smaller rims. I want the cheaper, smaller rims." Because they didn't mention that. They're like, "Oh, yeah, we could get you this one, blah, blah." And I was like, "Isn't that going to be like $1,500 more?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well,
and
it'll actually only be $1,000 more, because of we give you a discount because it's a stock, blah blah blah." I know what you're gonna mention. Let me get to that. This is the thing, right? And then
so we put the guy on hold for 10
and then we're just talking about it, and I'm looking it up, and I'm like, "What's the price for tires?" Because I like the smaller rims, because I like the Aero rims, which, if you guys know anything about Teslas, the stock Model 3 comes with the Aero hubcaps with the rim underneath it. And I really like the rim underneath it. I think it looks really good. And I don't dislike the hubcaps. And I like the color. I like the dark gray color as opposed to the silver for the, we ordered a long range all-wheel drive. I don't think we mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, we didn't.
So that's what we ordered, and
It comes with a dark gray rim.
it comes with the dark gray rims, and the option was to get the other ones, and we said no. We basically like the guys like, oh, you
We
sure?
don't want
Blah, blah, blah.
the silver doesn't look as good
On the
and
white,
We
'cause we
don't
got
want
white.
the bigger wheel because we did look and the prices for the wheels themselves or the
It's like
the tires.
It's
were
like an extra
crazy.
$100. It was like,
Yeah.
it was like an extra $50 per tire. I was just
Yeah.
like, also you have a higher chance of like, if you hit a
Denting it.
pothole or something, it's just they look beautiful, but like roads in Connecticut are not the best. We have potholes because
Everywhere.
it snows. You know,
Yeah.
like if we lived down south, then we wouldn't even need the all-wheel
All-wheel
drive.
drive.
You know, but we don't. They're like, okay, we'll take it off of your thing, and everything will be fine. Don't worry about it. Blah blah blah. We'll just get you the one, and it'll take longer to get. And then we're like, okay, cool, great. And then I think after that we got the message saying like, hey, your car is going to be available, and we're like, oh shoot, we got a different car. They found this one, yay! And then
This is at like 10 o'clock at night
yeah,
too.
it sucked. So no. I
Yeah,
think it was
because
at
no
like
one
11.
was available.
I think it was 11.
late, yeah.
Because it was coming from it was a California thing.
Yeah.
So I think it got updated. So I was just like, no, I think this is the same card they were trying to sell us before. So then I
that
looked.
wasn't able to get here in
Yeah.
time.
So then I looked up the VIN number, which you can do that if you guys didn't know. You could just type your VIN number into Google, and it gives you some information about the car. So I don't know if you can actually, whatever. You can look it up. You can look it up for free online. So I looked it up, and I saw that it was a 2019, which I understand that Teslas didn't do model years, but apparently into 2020 now they do model years. So it was a 2019, and I was just like,
We paid full price.
we're going to buy it in 2020, first of all. We're only going to take
Yeah.
delivery in basically 2020, and it's a 2019. You know, I was like, that's basically what I thought. I was
Like,
just
you
like,
would figure there would be some sort of discount on a older model car,
Yeah.
but there's not. So why would we do that?
exactly.
So,
So the
called them.
next day we called them, and they're like, yeah, it'll come off. Don't worry, it's just there. I was going to call you today about it. And then they were like, okay. And then we're freaking out because the whole day it didn't go away. It didn't go away the whole day.
The problem with that is, so they attach the car, the VIN number, to your account. So if the car that you are actually looking for comes in and is available, they're going to skip right over us because we already have a car attached to us. So we were waiting all day for them to take that car off, and they didn't, essentially. And you had to call them the next day, right?
Well, I called that. No, I think the next day I was gonna call them that day, and I was
But
just
it
like,
got
you know what? Let's just wait. And then the next morning it was gone. So I was like, okay, good. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you have one ordered and then they do something weird like that, like what they did with us, just either be patient or just bug them about it. Just keep calling them.
Yeah.
Make sure that whoever you're talking to does that, like takes it off and stuff. And then
It took them a while. It took them over 24 hours to
and
get
then
rid of it.
even after it came off, I think we still had an appointment.
Yep,
So
we did.
so then I called them like the third day or the fourth day, and I was like, hey, I still have an appointment for the 4th, but we don't have a VIN. I just want to make
We're
sure
not coming
we're not, because we're the type of people that are courteous enough
to call.
to call and just tell them like, hey, this is probably your mistake, but I just want to help you out. And that's basically what I did. The guy seemed really confused because he was a New Yorker. So it was like, you know how New Yorkers get their like the rep for being like having bad attitudes. You know what I'm saying?
We, yeah, but
No, Connecticut's not bad, is it?
it's just New England.
Mass is bad.
Yeah.
They have a bad, like, New York and Mass are like the two worst drivers. I'm not saying they are, okay? Just take it easy. Pump the brakes. Don't get mad at me, all right?
It's the reputation that you hear.
Yeah, and we live in Connecticut, so we do see mass holes. That's one of the names.
But when you like are in Florida, they pretty much just say like all of Northeast like sucks
yeah,
at
yeah,
driving.
they're just prejudiced against the Northeast. You
It's
know,
fine. We're all angry.
they hate us.
And that's literally the last thing that's happened. We just now refresh our phones 500 times a day,
It's so embarrassing.
praying that the new VIN number comes through.
I'm pretty sure that I'll get a message right away whenever that happens.
Probably.
So,
But I won't, so I'm sitting there like, is it in yet? Is it in yet? Is it in yet? I mean, so like we said, nothing major, nothing catastrophic, but they're just like minor annoyances and like disappointments because you think, oh, we're gonna be lucky and we're gonna get this car.
I
and then
even like
you
when
don't.
when they said the thing about like oh, we can give you these other rims. I like, you saw me. I
He
was like,
gears
I
returning.
was
He was like, maybe, no, maybe.
and then like I felt rushed because the guy was like waiting on the phone.
I literally had him on mute.
And they close at 6.
And they called us at 6:15.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't want to keep.
He's already working
Again,
late.
we're the type of people that don't like to inconvenience others, right? Even though the guy's technically working for us because he's trying to sell us something,
And he
right?
called us.
But I know, but it's
But
just
they don't make commission.
they don't make commission, guys. Like
Yeah.
Tesla, like sales guys don't make commission. They hopefully they get paid well because it just seems like a pain in the butt.
Because
with
they
it, you
really
know?
did go above and beyond with the customer service and like trying to help us. But yeah, I really can't think of any other like major problems. There's just those little things. And the fact that you have to wait 4 to 7 weeks, but that's not
Yeah,
their
4 to 7.
problem.
We have a friend that got one recently. He got a performance and he waited it took him about a month.
Yeah.
3 to 4 weeks and I think his wait was the same. It was 4 to 7. And I think it took about the shorter side of it, the 4. So we're a week in. This is the first video in that like this series. We're gonna keep you guys up to date. In the next update, we don't know if it's gonna be like, hey, you suck. You're gonna have to wait another 3 months. So
Oh my god.
it
By
may
then
be.
we're gonna have to do the financing thing all over again.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Ugh.
So we'll keep you guys up to date on what's happening. This is just a new, different thing that we're trying on this channel. So if you guys are interested, you know, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, like the video if you like it, leave a comment down below letting you know. Actually, let us know if you guys have had any weird like picking up issues like that, like just with the thing, because I know that on New Year's Day their website was like messed up, like it just wouldn't load.
Yeah.
It wouldn't show that we had like done the financing part of it and the trade-in, and we were like,
I started panicking because I'm like, I just went through this whole process. I entered everything. It took forever, and now it's all gone.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. And then we were worried, like, oh no,
are they gonna have to check our credit again? Like,
yeah,
yeah.
that was it.
But
So
they didn't.
let
It
us
all
know
came back.
if you guys had any like weird stuff like that
Hiccups.
happen, because again, it was just like mostly like a fear thing because we didn't know what was happening. We didn't get like a, hey, our website's going to be down for a couple hours, you know, like it wasn't loading on any of our devices.
No.
You know, it was
Normal
terrifying.
people probably didn't notice, but we've been checking so often because it fixed it after like an hour, right? It really wasn't down for long.
Yeah, it was like, I think it was like a couple hours, but yeah. It was like from 8 to like 10 or 11 or something. If you guys are planning on picking up your own Tesla, we'll put a link down below to our referral code. If you do use the referral code, we each get, as in you and I, will get 1,000 miles of supercharging, and you'll join the family like we are, hopefully soon. Also, something that we learned about the referral code, because we used our friend's referral code to pick it up, is that you don't get it, which this may be obvious to most people, but we just didn't know how it worked because it doesn't specify. But you get the mileage once the person takes delivery of their vehicle. So
you both get it at that point.
yeah. So once we take delivery, he'll get his 1,000 miles, and so will we. And we're gonna use that right away
For our road trip.
Yeah. We're planning on a road trip to Florida, so it's gonna be like
It'll pay for one way.
partially, yeah.
No,
it's
because like if
1,300.
we charge fully at home,
Oh yeah.
it'll pay for it.
Touche. Touche. You jerk.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you later. Say bye, Meek.
Bye, Meek.
Bye. So, we're getting a Tesla.
Finally.
What's going on, guys? Kaibox and Mikachi here. So, if you guys follow any of our stuff, you know that I've been, especially the live streams, I always bring up Teslas on the live stream.